On the cover, a T-Rex skeleton half covered in cybernetics roars as a banner reading Children's Day floats down from the top of the page. On the back of the skeleton, the Baroness fights an imposing figure in technological armor, while below William holds an ancient stone rod aloft. To the left, Darren leads two children away from falling rubble, while on the right, Piero desperately holds a psychic shield against the rampaging dinosaur skeleton. Issue 11, a fun day out where nothing goes wrong.
Welcome back to issue 11. So issue 10 kind of ended with a little bit of a truth bomb from William, who has kind of come clean with the rest of the team about his family's somewhat dark... Well, not totally clean, but... Cleaner. Cleanish.
Okay.
Cleanish.
He's come off white.
Yes. Rather than being a straight up, demonic traitor who is trying to lead an army against you, at least you know why that happened. Whether or not you trust him is up to you, but he has told you the reasons for that.
Yes.
So I want to kind of bring right in on there. So we had that last scene where some of the team seemed like they might have understood, and some of the team seemed like they might have been a little bit shocked, and some of the team seems like maybe they were still processing their emotions. I think there's a couple of panels of just silence, and I want to move on from there to how the team actually reacts to that.
The Baroness doesn't know what to do and just sort of silently gets up and walks out, sort of like...
Trundles on out of the mall?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
Cool. So it is now Darren and Piero and William.
Darren, can you go get the Baroness back for us?
So where was the Baroness going? Are you just heading outside to have a sit down, or are you?
The Baroness is just outside sitting down,
Okay.
like shredding like leaves or something.
Okay.
I think the Baroness prefers some time to herself right now.
Fair. Fair.
But I think I would like to use Not So Different after all.
So what does that say?
When I talk about my home, I roll plus freak, and if I roll, certain numbers, things happen.
Sure. But basically you have to talk to someone about your home.
Yeah, I talked about my home, and this is more to comfort or show camaraderie. I feel like I would definitely understand his feelings that he's going through.
So what are you telling him, though?
I'm going to tell him, actually, the reason why I'm here in the first place.
Ooh, I like this. We're sharing.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I need to roll, though, I think, right?
Tell him first, then roll.
All right. I understand the conflicted feelings that you can have inside when you feel a responsibility to one thing, but you're feeling inside you feel something else than what you're supposed to be doing. I understand that, and in my planet, we are supposed to prepare ourselves to be our best selves, and I fail to be that best self, and I regret it every day.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, that I think triggers that roll. Okay. Go for it.
Okay. 10, and it's plus freak, which is plus 3, so 13.
Nice. So what happens on a 10 plus?
Choose 2.
Okay.
I confess a flaw of my home or describe the glories of my home.
Okay.
I would say that would count as a flaw, and that would add one team to the pool.
So we've got one team in the pool, and did you say you choose 2 of those things?
Yes.
What's the other one? Because it could be the glories of your home, too.
Yeah.
Because I could see that, like, we make ourselves our best selves.
Yeah. I would say describe the glory of my home, and I would clear a condition.
Nice. All right, so you clear a condition, and we've added a team to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of which, it is a new session, so I think we start with a team in the pool. That brings us up to 2. How does William respond to that?
Slowly, apparently.
Okay. This is an emotional session.
So much emotion.
I don't know how he's going to respond to that.
Okay, well, that's fine. A non-response can be a response. Yeah.
The Baroness walks back in and is like, I heard what you said, Darren. It really got to me. William, I'm sorry I doubted you. You're a good guy. I think I trust you now.
The Baroness just needed some time to process.
Rivals.
Oh, yes. I've still got my eye on you. But I think you're telling the truth.
Is it the robot eye or the...
It's the robot eye.
It's always the robot eye. So I think we're going to move on from there, unless...
movie situation.
I think we're going to move on from that particular scene, unless someone has anything else that they actually want to do there. And I want to move up, basically, once again, kind of a day or two. At this point, William, I need you to roll your legacy move. Because time has passed.
Has.
Yes.
Things have not gone well.
So first off, let's go down that legacy move. Let's ask those questions of the table.
Whenever time passes, roll plus savior to see how the members of your legacy feel or react to your most recent exploits.
But first, you've got some questions to ask.
Ask the other players to answer these questions about your performance. Take -1 to the roll for each no answer. Have you been upholding the traditions of your legacy?
No.
Okay, alright, cool.
Have you maintained the image of your legacy?
A little bit.
I haven't been really involved much with your legacy.
I mean, the bridge battle was
The-
kind
yeah.
of a thing.
The bridge battle, I feel like you kind of went with what... It appeared as if you were doing what your legacy wanted you to do.
I feel like the image of your legacy is hiding from the public, and you haven't been doing that. So I would say no.
Okay, so we've got a yes and a no, so Darren is the tiebreaker.
I'm trying to remember the exploits of the bridge fight scene on his end because he took
power from the ninja.
I also specifically betrayed my father's partners, so
You
really
did.
which is what he does too.
It is.
So.
No, it is. And remember, this is out of character. This is not what your character thinks.
Right.
It is
Players,
player.
not characters.
Yeah, me the player. I don't think.
Okay,
I
so
don't
there's
think
so.
a no. And how about the last one?
Have you made the other members of your legacy proud?
No.
Probably not.
Okay, all right.
That's a -3.
It's a -3.
I get a +2 from savior,
So we're at a -1.
-1. And I rolled an 8.
So that's a
Okay.
7. All right, so on a 7 to 9.
A member of the legacy is upset with your most recent actions and will make their displeasure known. I feel like that was inevitable.
Yeah, I think that works. Over the next couple of days, you notice that there are vehicles that are kind of canvassing the area that you're staying in. They obviously don't know where you're at, but at some point your dad has realized the general area you're in, and he's making it known that his people are out there, and they are definitely keeping an eye out for you. So it's not any direct thing, but you feel like your dad's maybe looking for you, and maybe not in a friendly way. From there as well, do you regularly, Piero, keep an eye out for any sort of Instagram or social media stuff? Now that you have a friend in that sphere.
I feel like Piero's got more important things to do than check social media, but
Sure.
I feel like maybe like walking down the street, there's like one that they run into
Okay.
that they just see, and maybe it's Todd Roman, maybe it's Piero, maybe it's
or it could
whoever.
be like Rick or Montel.
Yeah.
You know, your pals.
Yes, my friends, my
So
bros.
yeah, I think maybe on one of your outings to like procure groceries or something like that, you do notice that there are a couple of flyers up.
Yeah.
And one of them calls you out specifically. Wow. And it's basically sort of an appeal to come on my program from Todd Roman because he wants to personally thank you.
Oh, that's nice. But
He does say that there is a public shooting of a video that is going to happen out front of the Apex City Museum. So there is a public shooting of a video that's going to happen out front of the Apex City Museum, and it's set for this weekend. So I'll let you decide whether or not Piero would show up to that.
that sounds like something that someone would follow me to.
It does!
So I think that maybe we go. I go, but I don't go as like an honored guest. I just go as someone.
You're just going to go like plain clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah, like no mime face, any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Because if you're in mime face, you're gonna be obvious.
maybe there's a lot of people in Mime Face because there's a lot of people who are fans.
Ooh, I like that. Like there's a whole legion of Pieros.
Using your head, Piero, yeah!
Nice.
You know what? I like that. We're gonna roll with that.
Thank you.
Speaking of the Apex City Museum, it is Children's Day. There's a new exhibit.
Yes.
It's all based around dinosaurs.
Yes!
They've just dug up a couple of really cool fossil specimens that they're finally putting on display.
So all of them? Every fossil specimen ever? That's what I thought.
Every single fossil specimen ever. Yes. So the question here is really mostly because this is Kids Day, and Meredith and Officer Darren have actually asked if you would be willing to take the kids to kind of like have an outing with them.
Oh my god, I'm a Chat BR1 again!
Yes, you're exactly right, one of them. So that they can maybe have a them date.
Yes.
So is that something that you are going to do?
I will happily help them pollinate together. And
Okay.
I'll take their spawns.
Their
the
spores
museum.
or
I'll take their
seedlings.
spores, their seedlings to this to the museum.
I want to revisit the Baroness right quick before we hit the museum. So it's been an emotional kind of roller coaster over these last few days for you. You've rebooted, things have changed, you've learned some things about yourself.
Uh-huh.
How is the Baroness sort of reacting to this?
So I think there's going to be a couple scenes of the Baroness talking to Overclock's head. Just sort of like, I need to talk to another cyborg right now.
Yeah.
And that's the closest I have.
So you kept his head after you pulled it off. Where did you keep it?
So I'm sort of like hiding it under my pillow, but when like the door's closed, I sort of put it on like at the stool next to the little bed.
And just talk to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Darren.
Yes.
Can I just come out and say that is bad news bears?
Literally speaking.
Literally speaking.
Oh, that's so good.
That is all. That's all I...
Okay. So I do want to do that little scene with you talking to Overclock's head.
Yes.
So are the lights on, or are you full on angsting this in the dark?
I think this is full on angst.
Full on angst.
I think the lights are off.
Just sitting in the dark, talking to his head on a stool. And what does that scene look like?
There's like a soft glow of electronics.
Okay. Are we doing these in panels, or are you actually talking to him?
I'm thinking this is panels.
Okay, so we've got a couple of panels, and we've got like those narrative boxes where you can see what's going on inside the
I'm
Baroness's
not
head.
physically talking out loud.
What's in those boxes?
Well, it's sort of like... This is sort of like how the Baroness is keeping a diary, sort of. Like, like, just thinking how weird it was to get, like, knocked out and rebooted for the first time. Like, is this how you felt when I pulled your head off?
And I think eventually the Baroness probably gets up and leaves the room.
Yes.
And we have a panel after the Baroness leaves the room that is just, like, 3 panels in a row of Overclock's head. And in the last head, there's an orange glow that pings on. And then we move on from that point. I think the day of the museum. So Piero is showing up to maybe check out this live video shooting. Darren is here with the kids. Darren, did you invite, or did either of you invite either of your other teammates to this?
That's right. I would have seen them in the movies. Going to the museum together. So yes, I would have invited everyone.
Okay, so
that sounds about right.
And how about Piero? Is Piero going to let
I think
know?
I probably would have tried to communicate that this may be something that...
This may be a thing?
That might not go well, and maybe we should keep an eye on it.
Okay. So you both kind of put out that, hey, we're going to be out here in public. And I guess then for William, the question is, knowing that your dad is out in force looking for you, would you show up to this?
My face, my face, my face.
William is not ready to go that far yet, but he is going to go make a huge character step forward and go to a local Goodwill.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Street clothes.
Yeah, just
Nice.
the worst kind of street clothes.
Jinko jeans.
Okay.
Jinko jeans.
I think I actually need the rest of the table to tell me what these Goodwill clothes are on William. So,
ooh, okay.
Not Jinko jeans.
So I tell you what, we'll just go around the table and everyone tell me one piece of clothing. Lenny, go.
Okay, just like some wild out there thing on a shirt that makes absolutely no sense. Like they're just words that mean nothing when you put them together.
Okay, all right. Christina, what do you think?
I'm thinking a hat. It's a stereotypical old man hat.
Is it a trucker hat?
No, it's not a trucker hat.
Is it like a boat hat?
Oh, like those...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Does it have fish hooks in it?
No, he would have taken those out.
That's true. All right, so he's got the nonsense shirt and a boat hat.
Yes.
And man, last one.
Jean shorts.
Jean shorts.
Jorts.
Jorts.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Jorts.
So this is William in short pants and probably still his dress shoes because no one says shorts.
Wait, doesn't he get a
These guys are
say?
seriously underestimating his
Doesn't he
sense
get
of
to pick
style.
one?
You've had other people dress you your whole
Well,
life.
you're trying to look exactly not like you.
That's true. So remember, this is dressed by committee at this point. Don't worry, I'm not just going to pick on William. Everyone will get a chance for this at some point.
I imagine
He's going
William...
to need a hat that covers more of his head.
Well, boat hat can.
Yeah.
Boat hat is a wide brim. You can kind of pull it down a little bit. So yeah, no, that makes sense.
I
like
imagine
that.
you
That works.
walking into Goodwill and asking one of the people to pick out clothes for you, because that's how you normally get clothes.
That's true.
And they're like...
You're a very rich kid. You're not used to dressing yourself.
This is partially true.
You probably know what high fashion is supposed to look like. You don't know what normal people wear.
We've never put together an outfit
Ooh,
before.
can the shirt say normal people
Seen
wear?
Old Navy
Yes.
commercials.
Okay, that's a good
Come
point.
on, I'm not a complete idiot.
That's a good
No.
point.
You view that
Okay.
as poor people clothes.
Yeah, so I'm trying to dress like Old Navy. Like,
Okay,
Oh.
I actually buy that argument.
Sure. I do like the normal people wear t-shirt.
Yeah, I like
and the boat
that.
hat.
Yeah.
Is it mostly the jean shorts you have a problem with?
I mean, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
All right,
but-
that's fine. That's fine. This is like a chrysalis moment for William,
Yeah.
where we're in the hideous cocoon before we become the Butterfree. The beautiful Butterfree.
Normal people
Beautiful
wear.
Beautiful
Butterfree.
It could just be
Alright.
there was
Poison
nothing
dust.
else but jean shorts.
Ooh, that does sound. Nothing but jean shorts were available.
So you just had to go with them.
Yeah, there
So
were
that's
no
the
other
thing.
options.
It's a mixed bag.
It hurts your soul, but
It's always a crapshoot.
It is.
So, all right. So the morning of, we know we've got Darren and the kids. We know we've got Piero heading to the shooting. Which group, or are you by yourselves, Baroness and William?
So I got invites from both Darren and Piero, right?
So
I'm just
popular.
yes.
You
Okay.
got,
sure.
you got invites from both.
So Darren said you're going with Officer Darren's kids, and what did you say, Piero?
I just said we should keep an eye out for stuff that could be going
okay.
wrong.
So do I know this is like a Piero centered thing?
I don't even know if any of us know that it's
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's the
Well,
one event that's Piero centered.
Right.
What
I
would
know
you
about
have
that
told
then,
them?
yeah.
Or just, hey, I'm going to this thing, keep an eye out.
Probably just, hey, I'm going to this thing, keep an eye out.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty.
So
It's
if
a
I,
pretty
if I
generic,
don't
yeah.
know that there's a Piero thing going on, then I would probably just be wearing like my normal leather bear jacket.
Okay. And weirdly enough, the shopkeeper that you saved from the robbers actually volunteers at the museum, so he's taking tickets up front, and when you come in, like, you're getting some hassle from security. He's like, no, she's cool.
Thank you.
And fast tracks you through security.
Wow, volunteer with that much power.
Right?
Wow.
Right?
We can only dream.
Oh, I know. William, how about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Loner at this point. He's there, hanging out. Maybe. I'm sure he sees everyone else, or at least
Sure.
Yeah.
Baroness and Darren.
Yeah.
Hard to pick Piero out of the crowd at this
Yeah.
point. The crowd of Pieros.
Yeah, and that is a weird thing when you guys come up on the steps.
Yeah, I
of the
wasn't
museum.
expecting that.
There's just a crowd of Pieros.
I would have worn my Piero costume if I'd done
And,
it.
How does Darren feel about that?
yeah, that's a good
I
question.
feel
How
like
does
Darren
feel
would have
about that?
mistaken several people.
Oh, I guaranteed thought like, oh,
It's okay.
be like Piero came. Oh no, Piero came.
There are so many.
There are
so
so
many
many
Pieros.
Pieros. They're populating like crazy.
Did Piero germinate?
So I want to start off with Piero. You're in this crowd of people who are dressed more or less like you,
Yeah.
which is an odd feeling.
Yeah.
Some of them have much better costumes. Some of them look more like you than you do.
Wow.
And they're all kind of clustered around Todd Roman and a couple of his brocycles who are working the cameras. And he is doing sweet kickflips and grinds down the railings at the museum.
Wow.
And partway through the video, he starts taking Piero volunteers from the audience to teach them how to kickflip.
Wow.
Do you get in on this?
Oh God. No, I'm just gonna watch.
Okay.
I'm just gonna watch.
All right. So you watch Todd Roman surprisingly, like, gently teach these kids who don't really know what a skateboard
What a good
is.
guy.
Yeah. He always, like, first thing is, like, helmet, safety pads. It's the first step of being a good bro is keep your bros safe.
Wow.
And, within a couple of minutes, this has gone from, like, a video shoot to, like, a, hey, let's teach people how to kickflip.
Wow. What a
And
bro.
this is part of, he says into the camera, this is part of his giving back initiative. Because ever since Piero helped him, he feels like he needs to give back to the community.
Wow.
In the form of kickflips.
Yes.
I mean, kickflips are a valuable part of society.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
Building communities. Meanwhile, inside the museum, we get a couple of panels of Baroness and the kids and Darren walking around. Obviously, the kids are way into the dinosaur exhibits.
They're
I
awesome.
would think.
And there's one that you come to that's in this big room that they're only letting small groups at a time into. And it is the world's best preserved T-Rex skeleton. This is not just a cast. This is the actual skeleton that for a very small amount of time they're being allowed to exhibit. So they're only letting small groups at a time in. And when you get in there, you realize ahead of you is a gentleman that you've seen before. He's wearing spandex and flip-flops. Basically down to the knee spandex and kind of like down to the elbow. He's got a big bushy mustache, and he's at the moment not wearing a hat, but you're used to seeing him in like a cowboy hat. This is Tony Rex Dakota.
Woo!
And as you come in, he goes, "Hi, kids! Welcome to the best T-Rex in the world. No, not me. This fella right here." And he looks over to you and goes, "Oh, I know you. Come on in." Is this the look that Darren has?
Yes.
So this is Tony Rex as a man, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Tony Rex as a person, not as a T-Rex.
Okay.
But he is wearing,
His blooms are
Yeah.
missing.
Did you say he was wearing a cowboy hat?
No, he usually is. Right now
Does
he's
the
not.
cowboy hat stay on when he's a T-Rex?
If he's wearing it, yes.
Nice.
But right now he is not.
Okay, sorry.
He does always wear flip-flops, though.
Sliders or flip-flops?
Flip-flops.
Okay.
Because when he transforms, he gets very big, and he would break his shoes if he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys head on in. Are you gonna say anything, or are you just gonna stand there and, like, awe?
Jaw dropped.
Yeah, jaw drop.
He's not affiliated with Kopi, right? Or
He is not.
Okay.
He is definitely not.
Then I'll give him a little nod.
Uh-huh.
Because I sort of personally have some respect for him.
Yeah.
But
And he's like, so are you guys just here for the tour? Or, I mean, I can tell you all about this here beautiful animal.
you know what, Tony? I think the children would love to hear that.
And Tony goes off on a spiel, and he is very, very knowledgeable about this. Like, he is hamming it up.
And the children would know who he is, though.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
he's like, yeah, I'm sure
He's
they'd be
got,
like,
he's got a
He's a
cable
celebrity.
access TV show.
Yeah.
He's got a toy line. He runs a drive-in theater.
Yeah. I would definitely think the kids would be like losing their minds over
He's a
this.
visible hero.
Yeah.
Runs a drive-in theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in
Why?
Oh, I forgot you weren't around for that episode. We realized that Tony Rex Dakota wants to do things that normal people do, like watch movies, but sometimes he's a T-Rex.
He can't.
I also
so
think that
So he has a
Probably.
drive-in theater. That's part of how he makes his money.
I also think that he probably has a special movie night where he shows like Godzilla movies.
Oh,
and
definitely.
he actually like
Jurassic Park.
rips the screen and like
Yeah.
really makes it like a 3D.
He would never
movie.
rip the screen. Those things are expensive.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he makes a lot of money.
The screen is your friend. Anyway, my Rocky Horror days are coming back. I'm sorry. You get through that, and eventually you guys kind of cycle out of that room because you can't be in there forever, as much as you might like to be.
Yeah, I would be starstruck. I would be completely starstruck. Like, I would be turning orange and yellow and pink, like, all over. I'd be like, oh my god.
And on the way out, they've got little, like, brochures that are pictures of Tony Rex, next to the dinosaur skeleton, giving a big thumbs up, and he's, like, signed them for you.
Aww. I feel like I
so-
would be like, on my planet, we would have sacrificed you.
And he goes, well, it's a good thing I'm on my planet. Hey, what planet are you from?
Oh, it can't be pronounced.
Oh, is it one of those ones with, like, the weird mushroom people? My wife's from outer space.
Wow.
I didn't know my people were called weird.
No, well, I mean, no, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. That was insensitive of me. Unique. Very unique biodiversity.
Yes, that's me.
Yes. And he actually looks like a little bit crestfallen that he's hurt your feelings.
He's such a nice person.
So, whilst that is happening, William, you're in the museum or outside the museum?
I'll be in.
Are you keeping an eye out for anything in particular, or just kind of casing the joint, or are you trying to enjoy yourself?
I'm just looking around for anything suspicious.
Okay, I want you, since you are being suspicious, to roll to assess your situation.
11.
11, nice. On assess, I believe with a 10 plus, that gets you 2 of those questions. Go ahead and look at those questions and see if any of them jump out to you.
What here's the greatest danger? Is in the greatest danger?
What here is in or what here is?
Is the
Is
question.
in. Okay. You actually do notice some things. While the dino exhibit is the big one, they actually do have another exhibit room that looks like it has been recently opened up, and this is full of Mesopotamian artifacts. And you notice that there's a good bit of security around this, but there are definitely spots in the middle of that where there are gaps in that security, and in those gaps, you notice a couple of people sort of heading into those rooms.
I'm definitely checking that out.
All right, so you're just kind of like sneaking in behind them?
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling anyone at this point, or are you just kind of seeing what's going on?
I want to see what's going on.
Okay.
No need to alert.
Yeah. And you do have another one of those questions. You can either ask it now, or you can hold on to
Save it for later.
But yeah, and you do have +1 while acting on the answers to these guys as well. So you sneak in behind them, and you see inside. So whenever these guards disappear, one of them will kind of go into that room and then come back out. As you enter, you very quickly notice that there are probably 3 or 4 guards stripped of their uniforms, tied up in a corner. And the people that are coming back out are the ones that have been switching into those uniforms.
That's not suspicious at all.
Right? They haven't seen you yet. What do you do?
I'm going to try and sneak into the exhibit without being noticed to see what it is that they are after in here. Before I start
But you're
sneaking,
not-
I will put out a quick alert of trouble in artifact exhibit.
Sure. With that, since you are now using your Phoenix Watch,
And
in
run
a-
type Mesopotamian. Come on.
since you're using your Phoenix Watch in a stressful situation, that's going to trigger that custom move there. Roll plus superior.
Nope.
Oh dear, how much is that?
That's a 4.
That's a 4. So you press these buttons and you send the text, and a little cartoon phoenix pops up on your watch, full sound, and goes, "Hi, I'm Phil the Phoenix, and I'm here to teach you how to use your new tech." And the guards at this point swivel.
We should really do that tutorial. Like,
As this cartoon phoenix... Well, the first time it worked perfectly. This cartoon phoenix at this point goes, "What can I help you out with? It looks like you're trying to send a message to your friends." And you can see these guys in the guard uniforms just like looking at you, just like flabbergasted. What do you do? I've been waiting for someone to fail that roll.
I can tell.
By the way, go ahead, do mark potential for that.
oh, I already did.
Okay, good.
Do I know any of these guards, any of these replaced guards at all? Do they look familiar to me at all? Specifically, do any of them work for my father?
No. I'll give you that. You don't know... These are not someone you've seen in company of your dad.
Okay.
You do have one more thing on assess if you want to get any more information, though.
Could we best end this quickly?
Right.
Or what here can I use to, or what here is the biggest threat, or, what have you.
I'm going to go with who here is the most vulnerable.
So these guards don't look like they're, super powered or anything. You do notice that they're carrying kind of high-tech weaponry. Like, they look like they're carrying, high-tech stun batons. No guns or blasters or anything like that, so that's good for you. Those are probably going to be relatively easy to take out, but you do see someone kind of towards the back of this exhibit who is fiddling with a case. He looks like if the Baroness was just a human covered in cybernetics. He looks very similar, only he's got big teeth and kind of a reptilian jaw sort of thing, and he's wearing a cowboy hat.
You said he's fiddling with a case. What does that mean? What kind of case?
There's a big case that has what looks like a stone rod inside it, and he's trying to open it without setting
so like a museum case.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Stone rod.
Yeah. So these guards look like more or less hired thugs. That guy looks like probably an actual villain. So do we want to pause there and maybe move over while you get your wits about you?
Maybe.
Okay. That's a
fine.
good. I think that is a good scene to pause on.
Yeah.
All right.
I have failed to send a message.
I will say this: the message is sent.
Oh, okay.
It's just it alerted them to you while you did it.
Gotcha.
So you've sent a message. The rest of you have kind of there's something going on in the artifact area from William, and it is actually delivered by a bright cartoon phoenix that pops up on each of your watches and goes, "Hi guys, your friend William sent you a message," and then it says text Turble Artifact. I'm not sure what that was supposed to mean, but it seems like he wants your help.
Because it was text speech.
Yeah.
Well, I got the word trouble.
Yes.
So I'm going to look at Darren and say maybe one of us should stay with the kids and one of us should go to art room. I don't know. You're closer to Officer Darren. I'm going to defer to your judgment about what we should do with them.
I feel it would be unwise and inappropriate to forego my Chap ER1 duties due to the children for their date night.
That sounds good. So, do you want to stay and watch the children, and I will go see what William needs?
Yes. Spawn, we will continue through the museum.
All right.
Yes.
So outside with the rest of the Pieros who are now happily kick-flipping down some stairs, and one of them has done a sick grind.
Ooh.
It's no quick learning.
Right?
Yeah. Todd Roman must be a great teacher.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
All right. So, Piero, you get this, and the people around you at this point have realized that your watch has gone off.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend William needs some help. And you're just I assume trying to shut it up, but it's not doing that. People are looking at you now. What do?
I make a swift yet not graceful exit.
Okay, so define swift but not graceful.
Let's a lot of stumbling, a lot of Scooby-Doo,
Sure.
legs moving but not really going anywhere.
Sure.
Maybe some doing some xylophone sound effects.
Are you trying to leave the museum or are you going inside to help?
I'm just trying to I'm trying to get away from all these people who are staring at me.
Okay.
And two, I'm probably just going to go and try to find William and just be like, what the heck?
So you're trying to
what
head
does
in the
this
museum.
mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you start running past the museum and you get a flash of recognition across Todd Roman's face as you head towards the museum.
Mm-hmm.
And from inside the museum, you hear kind of a dull explosion.
Oh, no.
And we move back to William.
What exploded?
So upon seeing you, the guy who was fiddling with the case has decided that subtlety is out of the question now and has just smashed this whole thing. And he took out part of the wall with him when he did that, but now he's holding this stone rod. And he kind of pushes his cowboy hat up with it and he goes, "Feller, I don't know who you are, but you done stepped into the wrong hoedown." He points the rod at you. "I'm going to give you 3 seconds to get out of here before I... 3,
Okay.
2...
As he's doing this,
Okay.
my eyes are all of a sudden going to burst into flame.
Okay. And he pauses the countdown. "Ah, hell, we're doing it live." He stabs the rod into the ground, and from beneath his feet, the floor cracks.
Oh, God.
And a T-Rex skeleton bursts from the floor.
Oh my god.
And he is now riding the back of it. It's kind of cramped in this room, but it starts thrashing around.
I cannot believe I gave up fighting a T-Rex skeleton to babysit.
And as he is riding it, you can see that the tech that's on him is starting to spread out and encase this into a metal skeleton. And there's a caption underneath it that says, "Cybersaurus Hex, Cybernetic Dinomancer."
Yes!
Okay, where's the rod? Is it like
He's
sticking
holding
out? He's holding
Yeah,
it.
he's
It's
holding
not
it as like it's in the dino skeleton.
So
It's like a control rod.
It's a
It's
joystick.
Yeah, like a joystick.
carousel.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me. He's just riding a carousel.
Yeah, he's kind of like it's
Some
like
circus imagery right there.
yeah, like a control
Sorry.
stick.
That's
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
This is the coolest person in the world.
Right?
We thought it was Tony Rex Dakota, we're wrong.
I would've
Cybersaurus Hex.
Yeah, it was this guy the whole time.
Let's join this guy.
Yeah, honestly, we're on the wrong side.
Oh.
Forget saving humanity. This guy has the
and basically
right
the
objective.
T-Rex bursting into the room, that's the dull explosion that they heard. You think it's only a matter of time before it's got enough room to actually assault you. What do you do?
So this is a skeleton.
It is a swiftly cybernetic encased skeleton. So it's like a dino skeleton with cybernetics all over it.
And the control rod is basically like, now basically metal is like coming out from it, but it's kind of embedded in that.
Yeah.
So, since my understanding is that the dino is still hollow, and he will be looking for threats from elsewhere, I'm going to summon up a demon inside the skeleton where he cannot see it. And the demon is going to grab the control rod from the bottom, try and pull it straight through unexpectedly.
All right. I like that. I think that does count as directly engaging a threat.
Oh, I agree.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Definitely does. Go ahead and roll that danger.
All the way up to 3 now.
Nice. It's max dangerous.
That's a 10.
That's a 10.
Nice.
Pick 2 of those things.
Obviously, take something from them.
Okay. So you're going to try and take that control rod.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to try and preserve my own ass and resist and avoid some blows.
Okay. I think that works. So you've got the control rod. At this point, whatever he was doing seems to have melded enough with this dinosaur that it's not continuing its transformation, but he's still got control of it. He's kind of melded into it. So he goes, "Oh, you ain't never tangled with me before." And he flings the tail towards you. You duck out of it, but it does crash that entire wall out. So now we get to the Baroness. You basically just see a giant half-cybernetic dino tail crash through the wall. There is panic. People are screaming. People are running.
I can get my own dinosaur to
Maybe.
fight him.
Maybe. We'll get there. So, yeah, you see this happening as you're kind of heading... Because I assume you were just sauntering towards that.
Yes.
Now you have seen this happening, and there is definitely something going down.
Yes.
What do you do?
I want to look around
Okay.
and see what looks like is going on.
So you're assessing that situation?
Yes.
All right.
What is that plus?
Superior.
Well, I got a 5, so I assess nothing.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and mark that potential.
Boop.
There is a dino in that room. It's got tech all over it, and that is really all you have eyes for right now.
Gotcha. In that case, I'm gonna run straight at it.
Okay. So you're going to run straight at it. We're going to pause right there for a second, because
Yeah.
at this point, Piero, you are just clearing the door, and there's security, and there are now people rushing out the door at you, so it's kind of hard for you to get in.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I think I would like to try to use the burn. I'd like to charge
You
that.
charge your burn?
Yeah.
All right.
So I think...
let's get to that. This is the first time we've ever seen Piero do this.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like on the page?
So I think that the mask would actually be the thing that seems to hold all the power.
Okay.
So I think maybe it's floating instead of attached.
Okay.
And just maybe getting more, what's the word? There's more color in it.
So is it floating, like, in front of your face, or is it, like, beside you, or behind you, or...
I like it in front of the face. I originally pictured, beside and around me, but I really like in front of the face.
Okay. Could I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Maybe as it does that, it kind of encloses your head.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you are now charged up, and go ahead and roll that move.
So, yeah.
This is plus conditions marked.
That's a 5 plus 2, 7.
Okay, so what is that, 7 to 10?
I think that's a hit.
It's right on the...
Yeah. So on a hit, hold 3 burn on a 7 to 9 marking condition. On a miss, hold 2 burn and mark 3 condition.
Okay.
So
you hold 3, so just give yourself a little marker that you've got 3, and mark a condition. What are you going to mark?
Jeez. I'm already afraid and insecure. And those would be the ones that make the most sense. I'll be angry?
No, that works. You were having a good day watching Todd Roman teach kids to
How
kickflip.
dare they?
How dare they interrupt that? Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Okay.
cool. So you've charged your burn, you're angry now, and yeah, you see this tail crash through the wall. The Baroness kind of stops in the middle of the room for a second when that happens, and then the Baroness now is starting to charge towards that dino. Let's get over to the Baroness. What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm in the room, and what do I see?
You see probably 4 or 5 guys in guard uniforms who have now pulled out these like shock batons, and they're starting to close on William.
Okay.
You also see this cybernetic guy who is half merged with this dinosaur skeleton. And he is just starting to kind of like rampage out of the room. Obviously, it's big enough that he can't quite get out yet, but he's getting there. He has just created himself quite a hole.
I think. Well, let me ask my.
You're cutting there.
All right. Custom die tells me I should charge straight at that cyber dude.
All right, so how you
Not
gonna do
sure
that?
that thing is weighted any other way.
Yeah.
It always tells you to charge. So, all right, what are you gonna do?
I see the cyber guy on top of the dinosaur. So what I'm gonna try to do is run up the dinosaur's tail.
Okay,
And like try to get him from behind and like sort of knock him off the dinosaur.
I like that.
That's my thought.
So that is definitely a directly engage. Are you gonna trigger either of your moves?
Yes, I'm triggering in a China shop.
Okay, so that's the one where you extra collateral damage.
Yes.
It's a museum.
Not a museum.
Oh,
What is wrong with you?
That's why I had to roll the dice because I didn't.
No.
Oh, Beroceros.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's
So that's-
5, 6, 7, 8.
That would normally get you 1, but in a China shop gets you another 1.
Yes.
Let's talk about collateral damage.
Yes.
So, you are rushing through exhibits to get here. So before you, priceless artifacts are just being destroyed. Glass cases everywhere.
No. What is wrong with you?
And you hit the tail, and you can see like dents in the cybernetic like material of the tail as you're running up it. What 2 are you going to pick?
I am going to take something from him, which is his control of his dinosaur, or
Okay.
his seat upon the dinosaur.
Okay, so you're going to knock him off the dinosaur.
I'm going to knock him off the dinosaur.
Okay.
And I feel as though I am also going to create an opportunity for my allies.
And what opportunity do you want to create?
Well, William is here.
Yes.
My demon is literally
Yes.
inside it right now.
So this is me giving you the opportunity to do something with that.
You get up there and you basically knock him out of his seat. He's still
Yes.
standing on top of the dinosaur at this point
Okay.
because he's surprisingly acrobatic for a guy his size. You are not choosing to resist or avoid his blows.
I am not.
Which means as you knock him out, he kind of twists around and just elbows you in the face. I want you to go ahead and take a powerful blow for that.
Yes. 4.
Nice.
No conditions.
Mark potential. Yeah. How do you weather that blow?
I think it's going to hit me right on the horn.
Okay.
And it's just going to like kind of bounce him off.
Yeah, he kind of like rubs it. Ow, that's smarted.
Yeah, right on the horn.
Make them tougher than they used to. And so let's get briefly over to William then, because you have been granted this opportunity. He's standing on top of the dino. The dino has paused, but you can still... Now that it's animated, it is moving more or less independently. But he doesn't have any control over it. You have an opportunity. What are you going to do?
So he's standing on it right now.
Yeah, he's standing on its back,
Okay.
having a fight with the Baroness. And it's starting to lumber out of this room, just kind of mindlessly.
This is a big room, but can't have a Tyrannosaurus.
He had to thrash around to make room and break through a wall.
Oh, man.
But the rest of the museum is set up for dino-sized exhibits.
Control rod is in the hands of my daemon,
Yes.
which is inside it. Is it
Yes.
fully enclosed in metal at this point?
No, the control rod was attached at the base, but it's just a stone rod.
Right, but I mean, like, is
A
the
skeleton.
dinosaur totally enclosed?
Oh, no. Just like the top half from... When you paused it, it stopped growing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if I should try and imitate his use of powers or not. I don't know if I can, like, actually control this thing, but it seems like it'd be fun to try.
Okay.
Do it.
So- William is going to run up under the T-Rex. My demon is going to basically drop the control rod to me, and then I'm going to grab it and shove it back straight up with my hands on it into the belly of the
Okay.
T-Rex to continue the process under my control.
Okay. So I'm going to have you roll to unleash your powers.
Okay. That's not good.
Roll plus freak.
Yeah, I have -2 to freak.
Fun. We have team?
You have 2 team in the pool
Okay.
right now. Let's see how this roll goes.
It's a 6, which means it's a 4.
Okay.
Which means even after adding 2 team, that would do nothing.
Yeah. So you thrust this control rod up into the belly of this beast, and you realize that you are holding a giant, probably 20-pound stone rod just up in the air. You know it works somehow because you just saw it work, but you don't know how to activate it. And while you're figuring that out, Cybersaurus Hex up on top of it kind of looks down through the hole that the Baroness just pushed him out of and sees you holding this rod. And he goes, "By Gilgamesh, we got us a novice." And he puts a hand at you and says a word in a language that you don't understand. And the control rod starts to encase your upper arms in stone.
Oh, crud.
All right. So from there, we're going to move over to Piero. So I will say, you're in here, you have seen that happen.
Okay.
Because there's a big hole in the wall now.
Okay, I got these burns. I think I'm just gonna hang on to these burns. I
Okay.
think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to run over to William, and I'm going to just try to pull him away
Okay.
from the rod. Just like, I don't know.
You know what? That sounds like a defend to me.
Sheep hook.
Okay.
Yeah. You're
Alright,
trying to move him out of the way of harm.
Yes. So defend is plus
Savior.
Plus savior. Okay, but it's -2 because I'm insecure. It's a 7 plus 3, which is a 10, but -2, so 8.
So, yeah, that's a hit. So, on a hit, you protect them from danger. So you will basically run up, and you said you were just going to grab him and move him out of the way.
Yeah.
So you just physically grab him and move him out of the way. And on a 7 to 9, it costs you can either expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. Which do you want to do?
Let's expose me to danger.
Okay, so we're going to expose you to danger. You can also add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, which would be William,
Yeah.
or clear a condition.
Okay, I don't have influence over you, so that's something to consider.
You specifically lost that.
That's
yeah.
true.
And adding a team to the pool wouldn't be bad, but I think I'm going to take influence.
Okay,
Okay.
so you're gonna take
over
influence.
William.
All right.
Yeah.
So you take influence over him, and I think the way that this exposes you to danger is as this T-Rex is lumbering out of here, it's just kind of shuffling along with its giant feet, and one of them kind of kicks at you.
Oh no.
You go kind of flying into a case, so you and William are now halfway through a glass case. His upper arms are still encased in stone, but it's not spreading anymore.
Do I still have the rod in my hands?
Yes, but it is now encasing your hands in stone.
Okay, just
You
clarifying
you actually
that I
can't
still
let go
have
of it
it.
right now, yeah.
Okay.
And let's move over at this point to Darren and Tony Rex Dakota. Because as this was happening, you were leaving this exhibit, and Tony Rex knows trouble when he sees it, and he looks over at you, and he kind of hears what's going on, and he hears a giant crash. "Can I trust you to keep this dino skeleton safe, young lady?"
Yes.
And he kind of tips his imaginary hat at you and starts running.
Oh my
And
gosh, I
as-
blushed so hard. I blushed bright pink. Bright pink and yellow.
And as he clears the room, he transforms. And this is as he's stepping, you can feel the ground splinter. And within a couple of steps, he is a full-on flippin' T-Rex, still with markings that look like a giant mustache and feathers, beautiful iridescent feathers, all the way down his back.
I just have to ask.
Yes.
His transformation.
Yes.
Does it look like the cover of an Animorphs book?
Is it a magical girl transformation?
I was actually thinking more magical girl.
I see.
Also pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, so like as he's going, like it's like this
Sailor
kind of
Moon.
light,
Yes.
and he kind of just erupts into this dinosaur.
I had to
He
know.
jumps in the air, spins around a couple
Yeah.
times.
Right.
There's no spinning because that would destroy things as he goes.
So true.
But like, yeah. So he still has the spandex kind of markings along his body, but they're feathers on his back and like scales on his belly.
Perfect.
And you hear him say, "Hang on, kids, I'm coming to help." Yes, Darren.
So I'm like, you heard him, kiddos. And I tell them to grab a hold of my waist.
Okay.
And I put my hands on the skeleton and I shift its density so now it is transparent. And that way it won't get hurt. And I say, we're going to go to the parking lot. And so we...
Are you taking the skeleton?
I am literally stealing the skeleton.
I am going to make you roll to unleash your powers. For that.
Okay.
Roll high.
Please roll high.
Right? Oh,
That's a
gosh.
snake eye.
Snake eyes.
Even with +3.
It's a 5. I'm going to take some from the pool.
You can't do that.
You can.
I can't.
You can actually. You can use team selfishly, but you can only still use one at a time, so that would still only get you up to a 6.
Oh, never mind. I won't do that.
So yeah, so here's what I'm going to give you.
Okay.
You do shift the density of the skeleton,
Yes.
and you do manage to lift it.
Yes.
But rather than shifting it down so it just easily floats through, you shift it up and it starts tearing through the building. The
Oh,
skeleton is still safe,
no. Okay.
but the building is not.
Oh, no.
Oh no! So
No, I
much
love
priceless
this.
art is being destroyed right now.
Okay.
We're
So-
never ever coming to a
So it
full
fell through the floors?
No, you've got it up in the air.
Oh, I have it up
because
in
you've
the
got,
air.
density manipulation.
Oh, yes.
Your powers are still working here.
Yes.
But you're keeping the skeleton safe in kind of the opposite way. It's
All right.
too dense to be hurt.
Oh, no.
Okay.
But now I also have Todd and Cooper, who are also now shifted super heavy.
Yes.
We now have super strong children.
Super strong children. So, Piero, I kind of want to get back to you at this point.
Yeah.
You are now in this glass case with William, who has the stone rod stuck in his hands and kind of stuck to his hands. You can see Tony Rex Dakota in dino form kind of charging at this rampaging Cybersaurus.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Alright, so I would like to spend a burn on my moat flare and create a barrier that will hold back threats as long as I keep my attention on it. To contain the rod
Okay.
guy, and then
Contain
nothing.
Cybersaurus X.
Yeah.
Contain Cybersaurus and Tony Rex Dakota in the same place.
There we go, perfect.
Okay, go ahead and spend that burn.
Alright,
Create
so now
like
I have
an
two.
octagon of dinosaur combat,
Cool.
if you will.
Cool. Speaking of which, William, you've got a control rod stuck to your hands now.
Not worried about it.
Okay, what do you do?
Angry.
Angry?
Very angry right now.
Very angry right now? Okay.
Marking condition.
How dare he?
How dare he?
So they're still we still have Cowboy Man on its back, right?
Yeah.
Duking it out with the Baroness.
Yes.
Perfect.
It is worth noting that there are about 4 of his guards down here, too. They just haven't done anything quite yet.
There's
Because,
Can you blame them?
right? No, like, I ain't getting in the middle of that.
So my demon, which is still summoned in the belly, is going to burst up through and attempt to basically grab his face and then bash him into the back of the
Ooh, I like
T-Rex.
that. All right, yeah, that's directly engaging a threat, if ever there was one.
Come on.
I love
killing.
it. You did say you wanted more potential.
True.
Team for the pool, I only need 1.
Yeah, do either of you want to help with this?
Oh, I'll help.
How are you going to help? Because you see this demon burst up.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that demon's back legs and give it some extra force to pull him face first into the thing.
I think that'll do it. So, pick one of those.
I'm not so worried about resisting or avoiding blows right now, so I will create a future opportunity for the Baroness.
Okay, and
Wait,
what
question.
Yes.
Actually, before I pull that team from the pool, she created an opportunity for me earlier. Does that actually count as a +1, or is that more of a narrative thing?
It's more of a narrative. The opportunity was that you got the rod.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I can't
I
use
tried that
my
last time.
+1 from a long time ago from Assassin's Situation.
No, you absolutely can. But that would still only get you up to an 8. So technically we could just use that team.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I just don't need to pull the team from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pool
you can
at
just leave that
point.
there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no, that's good call. Good
Yeah,
call.
that'll work.
So I get it up to a 7 using that.
Okay.
Don't have to pull the team from
So
the
you're
pool.
going to create an opportunity for your ally.
Correct.
Is that what I get? What opportunity are you creating?
He's going to be on his face.
Okay, so he's just kind of like staggered.
Yes,
All right.
I'm going to try and stagger him. So
No.
I do that, and then I yell out from the other side of the room as his face mashes into the metal. Novice this, asshole.
And I think he sees Tony Rex coming, and he is kind of staggered. And he looks over between the two of you and he goes, my old nemesis. And apparently my new one. And I think the opportunity he's going to take is that he's just going to jump off. He's going to roll off the back of this dino. And he's going to come straight down at you with a fist. So
At
he's
me
at
personally.
you personally. Because you have been a thorn in his ass.
Okay.
So I want you to roll Take Powerful Blow.
Well, I'm gonna activate shielding,
Okay.
if that's possible,
It is possible.
to defend William from an immediate threat.
You can do that. So let's first have you go shielding, and then should you fail, you'll take
Yes.
the powerful.
Sounds
blow.
good.
All right. So mark
Okay.
the armature check.
That's right. I'm gonna see if I can.
You're gonna fill this thing up.
I'm gonna fill that up right now. All right.
Oh,
Nice.
so good.
So that is a 10 plus freak is
Nice.
12.
So you have defended someone.
I have.
So first off, you definitely do the thing. What does it look like? Because he is rolled off the back of this as he's been rocked. He is coming straight towards William. How do you get between him and William?
I say I'm gonna sort of anticipate
Mm-hmm.
what he's doing. I'm gonna sort of swing myself around beneath the dinosaur.
Okay.
Sort of pop up right in the middle.
Oh, I like that. So you're just gonna meet him halfway in the
Yeah.
air. And he kind of like clangs into your like rhino arm.
Yes.
All right, cool. And then on the defend, you want to add a team, take influence, or clear a condition.
I am going to add a team.
Okay, so you add a team. That brings us up to 3 in the team pool. So yeah, William just saw his rockety death kind of coming at his face, and then Baroness jetted in front of you. You didn't think something that size could move that fast or like that. It's honestly pretty impressive. And Tony Rex is going to take this moment as you two meet in the air to just swoop in with a bite and grab Cybersaurus Hex in his mouth. And he says over around it, Get the dino! I got this one. Piero, what do you do?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep continuing to keep that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Maybe you could shrink the box.
Ooh, can I do that? Can I shrink the barrier?
Could Piero spend a burn to shrink the barrier?
Oh, you know what? I'll allow that too.
Yeah.
I'll allow
Sure,
that too.
I'll do
All right.
that.
Like, it's sort of like you're
Essentially
creating a new
create a new
barrier,
barrier.
just
Yeah.
smaller.
Okay, I'll allow that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so at that point, I think then we are going to move back to the Baroness.
Okay.
Because you have just, like, met this guy in midair. There's that, like, kind of, like, cross sort of bounce off. Tony Rex has grabbed Hex. And you are now kind of in midair. What do you do?
Okay, so my thought is, while I'm in midair, I'm going to kick off of Hex /
Okay.
Tony Dakota and rocket myself towards that T-Rex.
Okay,
Right into its cyber face.
I like it. Go ahead and directly engage that threat.
That is a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Wow.
Nice. Did you want to engage any of your other moves?
I am not going to engage my other moves at this point.
In a china shop.
I think I've caused enough damage to this poor museum
Yeah,
at the
this
moment.
museum. Every time we get in a fight, there's just so much collateral damage.
It's her fault.
I'm trying very hard
Predominantly
for there
are.
not to be any
Okay,
collateral.
so choose two of those.
Okay, I want to take something from them. I want to take its structural integrity.
You can do that.
Okay.
You can at least take its balance. And, like,
Yeah,
knock it
something
over.
like that.
Yeah, I like that.
So I want to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I think you can do that. I think in this
Okay.
case, surprising, impressing, or frightening the opposition is going to mean basically the guys with,
Yes.
Yeah, his
the
minions.
people there.
yeah, who again have been mostly staying out of the way, but are armed and are,
Yes.
here.
Ooh, that might be a good bit. I'm going to take their morale.
Yeah,
But yeah,
basically. That's basically what you're doing with
Yes.
impress, surprise, or frighten.
Yes, I'm
So,
surprising them. Frightening
You
them.
did not avoid his
I did
blows.
not.
So as you are going down, its little T-Rex arm grabs you. So you knock into it, but it grabs you in its T-Rex arm and kind of like smashes you against the wall as it's going. Go ahead and take that powerful blow.
7.
So
Close.
7 to 9, what do you do?
Right. 7 to 9, take a powerful blow. Lash out verbally. Give ground. Struggle past the pain. Mark 2 conditions. I have 0 conditions marked, so
Okay.
I'm going to mark 2 conditions.
What you gonna mark?
I am going to be angry.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise. And I'm going to feel a little bit guilty about
true.
all the damage I've done to this museum.
I was about to say, you did a lot of damage. So with that, it kind of falls apart and some of the metal starts falling off of it, and you can tell that it's not really structurally sound. It's still thrashing around, but it's probably not going to be getting back up anytime soon. Let's move over at this point to William. This thing is down. You still have this thing stuck to your arms. Tony Rex has Hex in his jaws and is slowly starting to, like, shrink back down to normal size, but you notice he's still got one really large T-Rex foot just on top of him.
How does that even?
It looks weird as hell.
Okay.
It's effective.
It's effective. And as he's coming down from that, he kind of looks over at you. Yeah, I can't really control this like this for long. Could you maybe,
Finish him off.
I was going to say contain him.
I'm just gonna knock him out. not
Oh yeah,
kill
that
him.
works just fine.
Cool. I'll have my demon walk over and thump him in the head.
And that works. That works just fine.
Coup de grace.
And he kind of, like, shakes his leg a little bit. He kind of shakes his leg a little bit. That tingles every time we do it. Meanwhile, back outside the museum.
Back in the outhouse, things are piling up.
Oh, also, I
Yes.
took his hat.
Okay, so you've got his hat.
Yes.
All right. And Tony
No
Rex
more boat
actually
hat.
kind of like, that's a good look. I do that myself most times.
Good thing to take from him.
So outside, so you have managed to get this dino outside into the parking
Did you
lot
put your boat hat on him?
where Todd Roman was, teaching Piero kids to kickflip, and now this giant T-Rex skeleton bursts out of the wall.
Yes.
And for a minute, he's like, and he kind of goes over to stop in front of you. He goes like, I can't let you steal that. And he's trying to like strike a heroic
Todd
pose, but you
Roman.
can tell that he is scared out of his mind.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do?
I'm only borrowing.
I think that's museum property. Don't make me get my friend Piero on you.
Piero's my friend, too.
And at that point, he's like, wait, you know Piero?
Yes. Piero's a fine
He's
human
like,
being.
look, tell you what. Drop the skeleton, and we'll call it Squaresies.
So here's the thing. I'm just going to take this to the Taco Bell parking lot, just a couple blocks down, and then I'll put it down, and then we can all have some churros and discuss it over that.
Counter offer. My bro Cyples can watch the skeleton in this parking lot where it belongs, and we can still go to Taco Bell.
I feel like Todd and Cooper both be like really on board with that plan.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're totally on board with that.
I mean, Todd and Cooper, and then this is Todd Roman.
Yeah.
So Todd is a big Todd Roman
Todd and
fan.
Todd are really close.
Big Roman fan. Is that okay?
I think I'm just nervous about leaving it there.
Don't worry, my bro cycles are on point.
Okay. It's already unbreakable, so what more can
that's gonna
happen
last
to
for a
it?
little bit. So I think that's where we the panels that we end that on is this giant dinosaur skeleton sitting in the parking lot, surrounded by like 6 bro cycles who are looking really awkwardly like kind of a guard squad, and there's some Piero kids doing kickflips in front of it. Mm-hmm. And you and Todd Roman and the Darren kids are walking across the street to the Taco Bell as the sun is kind of like up in the sky. And we see the panel behind you of the museum, and there's just like rubble and smoke.
Another successful outing as the Chappy R1. Thank you very much. Masks: A New Generation is written for Magpie Games by Brendan Conway. It is made of mushrooms, mayhem, and mimes. Give it your dollars, it is well worth them. The Baroness is played by Christina. Piero is played by Lenny. You can find her on Instagram at catfood. William Infernus is played by Jordan. Darren is played by Nan. Find her on Instagram at Nanjitsu. Apex City is jammed by Jeremy, who also writes the music and edits this podcast. Our album art was provided by Ash Brandt. Find them on Twitter at CinderBrandt or Instagram at Brandt.ash and on Tumblr at Kimmins. Find us on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, or whatever fine podcasts are sold. Follow us on Twitter at Apex City Cast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next issue.